What's up, everyone? Dark Ramos here with the Volume Profile Nerd, and I'll go over my trade review for today, Tuesday, May 23rd, 2023. So today is going to be kind of a doozy, probably one of my better trading days yet. After kind of the morning, I had quite a bit of clarity after the morning, but I'll jump right in. My ruling reason today for today's trades was this POC right here from 8/17/22 to 8 let me find the exact date, to 8/18/22. So if we look at the hourly, it was from way back here. I'm not going to scroll all the way back, but it was from back here in August of 2022. So this range right here, it was kind of the POC of this range was the ruling reason for me. And what I was looking at this morning, let me just double check, that's the range. Yeah, that's the POC. Okay, cool. Perfect. So what I was looking at was, it felt like we had kind of unfinished business to this POC because we didn't get there at the open. We didn't quite get there. And so I thought to myself, if buyers don't get up here, then sellers would still look to get to this POC. So I made a few, one of my plays was down to this POC here. And then another play I made was after we rejected from the POC and then back tested the value area low of the hourly range. And I thought to make a play here, I just wanted to wait a little bit because we didn't get follow through below the range. And so I just was a bit cautious up here, but I was contemplating the short at this POC. And all sectors were at their lows, and I'll look at that in a second. So basically, the other kind of ruling reason was that sellers were looking for more convincing daily consolidation. So now we're getting, sellers are getting more convincing daily consolidation here. We had a quick higher high with no follow through, and now a pullback, and daily consolidation underway. So as far as which sectors were weaker and why I played NQ, let me see. I think NQ was slightly weaker than other sectors. We were mostly sideways on the morning, kind of sideways, and then, relative weakness picked up a little bit later. But it didn't have too much, clarity there. XLV was a bit weaker under its low of yesterday, so I guess ES was kind of the better short initially on the morning. But both NQ and ES were sideways. XLF was holding up well. So I just decided to stick to NQ. And I started off with the micros, which is something I think I'm going to consider more, just starting off with the micros to kind of warm up. And that was fine. So that POC, that hourly POC, was my ruling reason. The fact that I felt like we had unfinished business there, and we were under this daily POC, so I thought sellers could get to the value area high of this 8/3/22, 8/11/22 range right here, which I have it marked up with the arrow. It's kind of way to the right here. So I thought sellers could target this if they couldn't tag this up here. We just oscillated sideways for a bit here and then headed lower to that value area high, got a little bit below it, and there was another play there that I made also, and I'll go over that in a second. So I'll jump into the trades I took. I think that's all I wanted to cover this morning. Pretty much sideways all this morning. We did get kind of like a bull move initially, but we just oscillated around the regular trading hours low. So I felt like it was kind of a battle for daily consolidation, or more convincing daily consolidation. And let me see here. I just want to kind of reference that daily consolidation a little bit. Lower low, lower low. Bull break, no follow through. And then So technically this would be a little dinky higher low, like on the 4 hour. If we go to the 4 hour, yeah, little dinky higher low, no follow through, and bear break. So we've lost the 4 hour uptrend. Sellers do want to confirm a 4 hour downtrend to convincingly set, to have more conviction in this sell off here. If buyers regain the 4 hour uptrend, then they don't really have anything to worry about. So sellers have to prove it tomorrow with 4 hour lower highs, and on ETFs hourly lower highs. Futures 4 hour lower highs, and ETFs hourly lower highs. Okay, cool. So yeah, I just wanted to kind of connect that in my mind a little bit, because we did get a bull break, no follow through. So yeah, sellers do have to confirm the downtrend by setting a 4 hour lower high, and ETFs hourly lower high. All right, cool. So yeah, it was a battle for the low of yesterday, or the regular trading hours low of yesterday. We were below yesterday's value, so I thought buyers would want to at least tag this. But we did have data at 8:45. No, it was 9:45 and 10 a.m. Eastern, which for me is 8:45 and 9 Central. So I knew we had data, and so I think I could have been more patient waiting for data to play out. But essentially just some nice ranges established on the morning, and I was looking to play off of developing value. So essentially what that looked like, so in pink here, and I might pick a better color because it's a little hard to see, but in pink is plays I made on the micros, and the white arrows are plays I made on the minis. So let's go ahead and start off with the morning. So we had the open at 8:30. I'm on the 5-second chart here. So again, I'm keeping in mind that hourly POC, that's around 8:16 right here. So on the morning, like I'm recognizing, okay, sellers, didn't get there on the morning. We could have, yes, I thought like unfinished business here to get back to this POC. And so I just was watching to see, are buyers going to prove it? And yeah, so could have been patient for data, because we just oscillated sideways for, after this bull move above the regular trading hours low, we oscillated for a bit. But I did look to play off of developing value. So initially on the morning, I think I had a range something like this. Yeah, it must have been, something like this. Just this bit of sideways range. I think I might have had it drawn differently, but essentially like what I saw is that we got a bull break above, we held the POC here, then we got another bull break, then we got back into the range, back tested the value area high here, and then on this move down, I entered the short to get to at least the value area low here, which I thought would give me enough to get risk free. And that's pretty much how it played out. Could have, waited, could have chopped another one at the regular trading hours low, because that's where sellers were looking to get to. But yeah, I entered here for the short, sold half here, or got risk free here. And I think that was 5 points. Let me see. Yeah, 5 points. And then I sold another one once we got a little bit below the value area low here and close to the regular trading hours low. And so it was 4 contracts, chopped 2 here, chopped 1 here, and then I got stopped out the last contract here. Yeah, so, I can draw that out. It looks something like this, just for a little bit more clarity. Yeah, so once we got back into this range here is when I entered the short. Could have entered here for better trade location, because once we get back into the range, sellers should be trying for the other side of value. So on this quick little 5-second lower high, I could have entered at the value area high, and that's a difference of about 3 points. Yeah, just a slightly better trade location there. But entered on the, I actually entered at the low, and we got a quick 5-minute lower high, or 5-second lower high. So I entered maybe a little bit early. I thought it was okay. I thought we would just maybe smash down to it. So, I had 5 points risk. So my stop was, it was like up here. It would have been like, up here somewhere. Yep. So above the value area high, which I thought was okay. So yeah, that was a win on the micros on the morning. And then I tried to go for the short again, same idea where we bull broke out of the value area high, then we got back into it, and I entered here thinking we were going to get back to the value area low, and just got stopped out. We headed a bit higher, and I think I almost got risk free. 59. Let's see here. I entered at 59, and so it would have been 54. Yeah, I almost got to 54, 1 point off. But yeah, that was a loss on the micros, and I think that was 4 contracts. Yeah, that was 4 contracts. So lost there, and at this point, I think I'm a little bit red. Yeah, a little bit red. But it's the micro, so I'm cool with it, and it's okay. So then once I saw we broke back into the range again, I entered short, and this was a quick scalp for just a few points, maybe 10 points in total. 10 points each. One was like 6 points and one was 5 points. So no, one was, on 2 contracts. So I had 4 contracts here. So it was actually a decent win here at 8. Yeah, this was a decent win. So now I think I'm green. I'm a little bit green. And then I took a loss here. I looked to go short here. Let me remove this range here for a sec. I looked to go short. Actually, let me just hide it so I can get it back. Yeah, I looked to go short. This was chasing. This I didn't quite like this play. We got a big move down here, a big flush down, and I entered right here and then got stopped out here. So this was a full loss as well on the micros, and I think I was watching something else here at the time. Let me see. No, not quite. Yeah. Let me go to the 5-minute on this chart here. All right, cool. Was I watching anything? No, not really. Didn't love that play. Kind of entered at the low of that candle, and because I think I was watching it and there was something I liked about it. I'm not quite sure. Did I have my 1-minute ranges drawn? I'm not sure. There was something I did like about it, but I just entered a little bit too late. We got a big flush down. The better trade would have been here at this lower high at like 13.86725, and I would have gotten risk free, but then we had another big move up. And this was data too. Yeah, that's the other thing. This was data, and I didn't need to enter right before data. I entered 2 minutes before data, and this is data right here, this big green candle. So entered a bit before, but could have been more patient for data. And this at 8:45, this was data here too. So I was in a trade during data. So yeah, just gonna be cognizant of that. If it's fairly low risk, I don't know, but yeah, trading during data is not great because there's a bit of volatility. We got this big green candle, but yeah, this was a loss here. So then I switched to the micros here. I think this is when I felt like I've gotten a bit of practice. We're done with data, and I am happy. I did just play with the micros before data, so that's kind of a plus. Where I knew if I were to take losses on the micros, it would be okay. They wouldn't be big losses, but now I'm feeling warmed up. Data is over, so I decide to play with the minis. So this next trade, this was a short. I just recognized that. Let me bring back in that range. I think I can bring it back in now. Yeah, so this one, I recognized that we had this bit of sideways range here, this on the 5 second. And once we broke below it, and we were just kind of oscillating around this value area high. And I think at this point too, I drew up the range a little bit more. Something like, I think it was something like this. Yeah, it was something like this. Yeah, and the POC was up here. Yeah. Yeah, so we had this sideways range, this little bit of balance up here. And so I thought and actually I should draw it out more like right before this candle here. I think that's a little bit cleaner. Yeah, something like this. I think this is what I had drawn. I probably shouldn't have updated it before the stream, but I think I liked all this sideways range. And so once we got back into this range here, and I think, let me see here, right here. Yeah, okay. So yeah, once we got back in it, I entered short right here, got risk-free here. My target, yeah, I think my target was the regular trading hours low, and I was actually hoping, my bigger target was that 816 POC, so this one right here, and I was targeting 820, 820. So that was my goal. So I made a few plays attempting that. So entered here, got risk-free, and we held the value area low here. In hindsight, it could have been just a quick scalp to the value area low, could have gotten some nice points. But then I stopped out here. This was a risk-free trade, just paid for commissions. And this is where I lost clarity a bit, and looking at these trades here, I could definitely clean this up because I started trading with lack of clarity, and we were just in a lot of sideways here. And so I made plays without too much conviction. So again, we got into this range. I went short and then sold quickly. I didn't have too much conviction in it for some reason, and just got a few points here. Small win. Did the same thing here where I entered short because we got into the POC. I didn't like my trade location here, even though I wouldn't have gotten stuck. Like I might have gotten stuck. I might have gotten stopped out because this was at 1856.25, so 1861.25. No, I don't think I would have gotten stopped out. No, not on the minis. So entered and then sold quickly just because I didn't like my trade location too much, and I just wasn't sure, right? We were above the regular trading hours low. Buyers were doing a good job above the open, and I knew it was a battle for more convincing daily consolidation at this regular trading hours low. But given that we couldn't find acceptance above this range, and this would have been a good short up here too, at the value area high of this upper range, that would have been a nice short. But I just don't think I liked my trade location. We already had a good pullback, and so I just cut it for a quick win, which in hindsight I think is not a bad idea because the trade would have been sticking with this to get to the value area low here to maybe then get to the regular trading hours low. So just a few quick wins there. Even on the minis though, it was like pretty good. Like it was like, I don't know, on the micros it would have been like 25 points on these two little plays here. So after this, I do take a loss on the micros because I thought I entered short here because I thought we would hold the value area high here, but we were holding it here. So I'm trying to think like what made me want to enter that long. Let me see here. So the long, no, I drew up this range a little bit before this. Yeah, could have been a bit more cautious. Because we're above the value area high here, holding it, and I'm just wondering if this was the range I drew. But either way, if it is, it was telling a good story. I didn't need to enter at the value area high here, and just got stopped out. So that was a loss. And then I entered short here, and then cut it here. Don't know why, because again, I'm playing with lack of conviction, and this was a play off of the POC here. Yeah, a play off the POC of this upper range. So I just saw that we could potentially hold it, and entered short here. But then once we got this bounce, I cut it because I'm just, this wasn't the greatest trading here. So after this, after I see we reject from the POC, we get back into this range below into all of this. I enter short here to get to the other side of value so I can at least get risk free. And I sell half here, and then I sell the other half quickly. And I think at this point, I'm just trying to get back to break even because I did take a loss on the minis here. So at this point, I think I'm green or slightly green. And yeah, could have waited to get to the value area low for like, maybe 2 more points there, which is nice on the minis. And no, this was, I entered at 60.50, so 65.50. Yeah, again, I wouldn't have gotten stopped out here. I could have held, the contract to maybe the regular trading hours low here. But yeah, so after we're getting all this oscillation here, this kind of was a little bit of a mistake. Oh yeah, so yeah, we get back into the range. I go short here and cut most of it before the value area low. So yeah, decent trade there. So yeah, I think I'm slightly green, but then I make a long play here, thinking, we got below the range, got back above it. So yeah, I'm thinking this must have been the range I had drawn. I'll go back in the video and double check. But this, so we got back into this range, the value area low. So I entered long here and thinking we might get to the POC. But at this point, I'm thinking this is a lot of oscillation. So yeah, I don't know, but excuse me, but entered long here and got stopped out here. So this was a loss. Yeah, full loss on the minis. And then I entered short here and I realized I was chasing a little bit after this. We got to move here and then just cut it here because I wasn't convinced that sellers were going to press the issue yet, and we held the low of day. So yeah, there's a lot here because with all this sideways action, there's going to be clarity at some point, and it did show up later. But while we have all the sideways action, I don't need to make so many attempts. Maybe 1 or 2 attempts is fine, but at this point, like, I'm losing a bit of clarity. I'm stepping in front of trades. The morning could have been mitigated a bit, and I recognized it. I felt like I wasn't completely in tune, but I felt present with what was going on in the market. I knew it was a battle for the regular trading hours low, and buyers weren't proving much without getting to the value area low to try to get back into yesterday's value. And then I had that hourly POC in mind down here at 13,816, and recognizing that we could head back there, to tag that POC because we didn't hear. So I have all this in mind, but I should be a bit more picky and wait for, be a bit more careful, after this loss, and I think that's why I covered quickly here on this short, because I did just take a loss and I knew I needed to be a bit more patient. So then I thought to myself, if we get back to the value area low here of this range, I'm going to go short. And I thought this was a decent thesis. I didn't mind this so much. So I entered short here and then almost got risk free, or no, not almost, but we did pull back a little bit, but then I got stopped out here. So at this point, yeah, I think I'm pretty red. But I think I bounced back pretty well. So yeah, I took a full loss here. And after this, I recognized, okay, I've been playing with the minis. I'm going to switch over to the micros because I'm pretty red at this point. I'm down maybe 20 NQ points, which is not great. Like, it's not something, I want to do really, but that's why I switched to the micros, just to get back into the groove of things and see if I can, get my groove going, get my flow going in a way. So switch to the micros. Once I saw we were rejected from the POC, I entered short here, got risk free here at like near the value area low after 5 points in. And let me just make sure. Yeah, 5 points in. And then I got stopped out here. So we didn't quite get to the regular trading hours low, which I thought was notable. And let me see here. Yeah, so after this, I did, while this MNQ play was going, I did make a an NQ attempt here on the minis because I thought it could be smashy. Like sellers, we couldn't get back into this range. Maybe it could be smashy down to the open. So I entered short here, and once it wasn't smashy, I just exited quickly because I wanted sellers to smash there. And yeah, I think I didn't have a lot of conviction. Once we got a little bit of a bounce, I just exited quickly. So really interesting how I'm trading, because I am aware of what buyers and sellers are trying to do, and when they don't do it, it's interesting. It's a little bit hard to describe. It's like being in the moment with the market and just tuned in, and then looking for sellers to prove more or prove something at a specific moment. And when they don't, just cutting it. And same for buyers, like waiting for buyers to prove something. And if they don't, then, cutting it kind of quickly type of thing. So it's an interesting way to do it, but it's just, it's being present and, looking at what buyers and sellers are trying to do and kind of making plays off that. All right. So cut that quickly. It was a small win on the minis though. It was this was 937 on the minis. It was a small little win. Yeah, tiny little win there of 1 point. So it would have been 0.5 or 2 ticks on 2 contracts, which makes 1 point. But yeah, then I saw we couldn't quite get to the regular trading hours low. Then we got back into the range and we held the value area low. So once we kind of held it or kind of pulled back to it, I entered long here on the minis, got risk free here, and then cut it here at the value area high of the range. And that was a nice win. I think that got me close to break even, or maybe I wasn't as red basically, but then I did get stopped out of my short, my MNQ short up here, which was fine. It was just a break even trade. But this was a nice trade here. I netted about, this was 937. So I netted about 220. Yeah, no, it was good. I netted, does it tell me the points here? Yeah, 5 and 53, 10 plus 5. So yeah, netted about 15 points. Yeah, about close to 15 points on NQ here. So I think that had me close to break even, or maybe green, or maybe a little bit red. I'm not quite sure. But yeah, this was a decent trade. And then this next trade was probably one of my better trades of the day. So I saw we couldn't get back above the value area high here. I think my trade location could have been better here for sure, but we pulled back. And once I saw this pullback, I thought we could get to the other side of value, to the value area low here. And so I entered short here, got risk free here. And then I left a contract to get to the open. And once we got close to the open, I cut it here. So now I'm green on the day. And that was my best trade of the day on the minis. So this had me green on the day, and I was happy with that trade. Yeah, it was a really, really nice one. It had me pretty well green. So yeah, I think that trade was, let's see here, 5 points. Oh no, over here. So yeah, 5 points plus 34, 23. It was about 28 points on the minis. So yeah, that's a nice trade. 25 to 28 points around there. Not gonna do the exact. I kind of want to know the exact math actually. Oh, calculator's not working. Oops. Let's see if I can bring it up here. Nope. Okay, cool. Yeah. So yeah, it was around 25 to. No, yeah, it was about 28 points. Yeah, 20. Actually, let me bring out the. Sorry, I'm curious. I like exact numbers. Oh no, it was close to 30 points. 29.25. Yeah, 29.25. But yeah, that had me green. And so after this, I trade with the micros because a-okay with trading the micros, and it was actually one of my best days trading the micros. Um, so after we get this move to the open, I look to go short off the regular trading hours low. So I could have entered at the regular trading hours low, but once I saw the pullback, I entered here, and we did get a little bit of a move up, but couldn't find acceptance above the regular trading hours low. So, my stop was like, let's see, so I entered at 8,444. Yeah, so almost probably like missed it by one tick up here. And then I got risk-free here, or sold half here. Yeah, to get risk-free, and then I got stopped out here. So that was that trade. And yeah, after this, I started feeling flow state. Like flow state kicked in after this win here. It kind of kicked in here, I would say. Yeah, like with this NQ trade and then this minis trade, these two trades and then this trade, flow state started to kick in. I did get break even here, thinking that we'd reject from the regular trading hours low. After this, we got above the regular trading hours low. Didn't have too much clarity here because at this point I'm like, okay, our buyer's going to prove it. We're holding the regular trading hours low. And I was just watching for, if buyers fail, I'm going to go aggressive short because buyers have had many opportunities to at least get to the value area low and they've just failed. And, I was thinking our buyer's going to get to this value area high of this hourly range here at, 13,886.50. And then maybe buyers could try again to retest this daily POC at 13,940. And so I was just watching, patiently, like our buyer's going to step in. And at this point too, I drew up this 1 minute range. And so I was using this for a bit of clarity as well. I drew it on this hourly because I already had a few ranges on the 5 second. So I drew this up and kind of used it. I think I might have used it for this play. Yeah, I used it for this play here where I thought we could reject from the value area high here. And it was essentially kind of the POC of, of this range here. So I entered once we got below the POC. Again, I think my trade location could have been slightly better. 2 points. I got, after we broke below the POC, I entered short here. I got risk-free here. We held the POC of the lower range from back here. Yeah, this range here. Held the POC, and then got stopped out here. So this was a risk-free trade. Got stopped out almost to the tick. And a bit annoying because that was the high of the day right here at that point. Or the high of that moment. Or yeah, the high for the rest of the day. We didn't get any higher than that, I should say. And then we had the big pullback. So I was like, all right, great. But it was a risk-free trade, so that was fine. And this is where I had conviction in the short, right? Because buyers had many opportunities to prove it, and they didn't. So at this point, we break below both ranges from the morning, and I told myself, if we backtest the value area low, I'm going short. And it was just like that. It was just a simple decision. Like if we backtest that, I'm going short. And that value area low coincided with, this 1 minute sideways action here. It was right there to the tick. It was like 13,853. And I said, yeah, I'm going short because buyers couldn't find acceptance above this range here. We got below it convincingly, and I'm going to go short here, looking to get to, 13,820. So that was the thesis. Once I saw a little bit of stall here, I entered short. And I kind of like that where I just watch for a little bit of stalling, because if buyers are just do this, then I'm going to wait. But I saw a little bit of stalling and I was like, okay, I'm kind of liking that. Entered short here. It was at 8.5, so 11.08. Yeah, entered short at 13,852. Yeah, 13,852. And entered short here, got risk-free here, close to the regular trading hours low. My bracket gets me risk-free at 5 points in. Then I sold another contract down here near the low of day. And yeah, it was also, this little range down here that I noticed. So I drew that up. And, could have sold more at the value area low here, but I thought if buyers are going to hold, it's going to be at this range down here. And, we did. We got a bear break, no follow through. Then we held it. We held the value area low, got back to the value area low of this range, and buyers couldn't find acceptance back into this range. And, if I was real aggressive, I could have re-entered or added to my short here, which is something I'm not quite doing yet. I might practice with the micros first, but we couldn't get back into this range. And yeah, that's when sellers officially, I think, took over. We got held the regular trading hours low initially, then got under it, oscillated around it. And I'm watching very intently here. I'm like, okay, sellers should be smashy here. And once we did get a little bit of smashiness and then a little bounce, we couldn't even get to the regular trading hours low. That's when I had more conviction that we could get to that 820 level, 820 level that I had. And so I had my sell limit right here, or my cover limit at 820, and was happy with that trade. That was a really nice trade on the micros. So as far as points, that was 1108. Yeah, that was it was over 50 points on the micros. So we'll definitely take that. So yeah, that's a really good day on the micros for me. So was very happy with that. And then after this, I'm doing kind of my other work and just watching this. And, at this point we do get, to the, this 816 POC. We did get a little bounce from it, but then pulled back right away. We got to the value area low, and I'm just watching here to see if we get acceptance. Let me zoom in a little bit. Yeah, just watching to see if we get acceptance under the value area low of this 817, 818 hourly range. And just watching, and, we didn't get a lot of acceptance, and then we headed to the POC here. And that's when I started watching more intently. I thought about a short here, but I just didn't quite trust the sellers yet because we couldn't get acceptance below this hourly range. So I'm thinking our seller's going to maybe rotate at least back up here to all of this. So I thought just, be patient and just wait. And I think at this point is when all sectors, started to be at their low of day. Yep. We started getting all sectors at their low of day around this time right here. So I could have been more aggressive with the short, but just wanted to be a bit more patient. Just watched price action and it would have been a really nice short. It was right up here. Yeah, I was watching kind of on the 5 second. We got a bounce and then bear break, no follow through. And yeah, what I was watching for this short was this little tiny balance here, and I'll just draw it out because I was hoping we would see a test, get below it and see a test. And we did. It was just really fast. So I was watching this little range here for conviction in the sell. We got below it, got above it, oscillated around it, couldn't find acceptance below it, bounced, held the value area high, bounced, held the value area low, got above it, bear break, then got back into it. And this is where I was like, yeah, either buyers hold this value area high, but if we get under it, I'm going to look for the sell to then look for the short. But what happened was we got under it, we held the POC on the 5 second, very quickly, and then we got a huge flush down. So I didn't have enough time to jump into the trade. I was hoping to see something more like this. But it was just a big flush down. And so I didn't take that trade. And after that, I was just patient to see if anything else would set up. So we did get under this hourly range. We got under the value area low. So at this point, I'm thinking all sectors are at their low. Buyers aren't proving anything. And now I'm interested in, I'm thinking sellers could still get to this value area high of this 8.3, 8.11, 22 range, which is at around 13.753. And we could get below it and maybe, not find acceptance into it And yeah, it's pretty much kind of what happened there. So yeah, not to say like I'm predicting any of this, but like I am using these levels to kind of get references for where buyers and sellers should be trying to get to, and look for targets for my plays. So that's why I like VP. It just helps a lot. Like it's just, I feel, a great targeting tool. And that's why I do these videos every day, so I can get even more proficient with it and just keep training, myself with these different, ranges and levels and ideas, and kind of putting it all together. So, okay, so I'm thinking at this point we get below the value area low of the hourly range. So I tell myself, if we get a back test here, I'm going to go short. And essentially, okay, so yeah, okay, got it. So yeah, I said I would go short at the value area low there. And the other thing that gave me conviction in the short was this little tiny bit of sideways on the 5 second right here. The value area high held here, here, yeah, here, POC held here, here, and value area low we couldn't find acceptance back into the range here. So I thought this little range matches nicely with the value area low of this hourly range at 13,792. So feeling kind of the tempo of the day, and all the sectors are pretty much at their lows at this point. This is 1242. Yeah, all sectors are at their lows. I thought, I'm going to go short here because we just had a pretty convincing sell off there, and could be like looking for like a 5 minute, a little 5 minute lower high here. 5 minute bear flag essentially is what I was looking for here. So I made that play, had that little 5 second range matched up with the value area low of the hourly. So entered, I had one short lined up at 13,788 at the value area low in case sellers front ran it and we couldn't get back into the range. And then I had another sell at 13,790. So 2 micros at 13,788 and 2 micro contracts at 13,790. So got filled here and got filled here. And my stop was at 13,7, would have been 9.4. Yeah, 9.4, like up here. So yeah, was cool with that. We did get the pullback kind of right away. Sold 2 contracts here to get risk free. And then I think I set my stop at 13,795. If I recall correctly, it should have been at 13,794. Or I might have set it at 13,794. But after this, buyers couldn't get acceptance above this range here. We did have the pullback. I sold another contract here at 13,7. Actually, I wanted to sell at 13,772, and that's where I had my other contract to sell, which was like, I just saw this little bit of sideways and it was near the low of day. So I thought, okay, 13,772 is a good level to sell that other contract. But I saw some oscillation around here, and I just wasn't, if I was thinking like if buyers set a higher low here, even though the retracement wasn't, it was a 0.5 retracement. So I thought, maybe buyers hold there. I'm not sure. And if we draw something out like this, it's a little bit of sideways. Yeah. So it was the POC. We were holding the POC of this range here. So I just thought, okay, just cut it, because it probably could be maybe around the POC here of this range. I don't know if I drew it out. Don't think I did. But I cut another contract here at 13,778. And then my last contract was for 13,730. Okay, yeah. So this play was awesome, or like I really liked it. And I'm fine. It was with micros, but just looking at like the idea of minis, it would have been whoa. So, or not even. I don't even have to go into that thought. But yeah, I was happy with this trade because my target for this trade, I should have mentioned that earlier before I kind of mentioned taking the trade here. But the reason I took the trade here was because my target was the value area high of this lower 819 range um, from back, oh no, 81922. I'm not going to go all the way back, but it's from there. And so I just noticed we had, a fairly big gap here. And so I'm thinking if we reject from the value area low of this hourly, we could head all the way down to the value area high of this hourly. And that's pretty much what happened. The one thing, and I'll kind of go over this, and seeing how sectors were all at their lows. I like this trade, and it was just a pretty big gap, and I thought if we fill it, then I want to be in that trade. Held the value area low and got to the value area high of the range below. What was it? Yeah, so my target was 730, 13,730, and this is, I had my limit, my cover limit at 13,730. And once we got a little bit close to it, because I was watching it, I sold slightly above 13,730 at 13,732.25, because I thought, oh, that's close enough, and I just cut it. And I should have, there's something to letting the target get hit. And so that's what I'm going to work on, just like letting it get hit, or like waiting for signs that buyers are taking over to cut it. Because at this point, there's no reason to cut it a couple points short of my target, because we do have, the value area high of the range below is at 13,722. So I'm already front running it by like 8 points. So I should have just let the target hit, and that would have been fine. But I just saw it and I'm like, okay, that's close enough, and I cut it. And I was like, you know what, just let your target get hit. It's okay. And if it doesn't, then wait for signs that the opposing side is proving a bit more before cutting your target, just a few points early. And it's just because I was watching it. So I'm like, oh, that's close enough. And I cut it there. That was a really nice trade on the micros. And after this, I'm like, okay, this has been a pretty decent day, and I'm pretty up on the day. And after this, I just wait. And this was like, it was so great, because I'm watching this, and I think it's just from experience where I'm watching it and I'm like, all right, I'm going to see if buyers hold the value area high of this 819.22 range, but I want to see them convincingly hold it. And what would that look like? It would be a bear break with no follow through. So, I'm watching this, we're oscillating around, and, we get the bear break, no follow through, we get a bounce, and let me just zoom in here. So I'm looking at this on the 1 minute here on these hourlies. This is the value area high level that I'm keeping an eye on. So we bounce, we hold it a little bit, bounce again. I'm still not convinced that buyers are going to take over. Bounce again, bear break, and then we get back above the value area high, and now I'm interested in a play, right? Because we got the bear break, no follow through. Buyers should be looking at least to get a little bit of a bounce, maybe a 15-minute lower high, hourly lower high. Let me just double check what that would be. Yeah, it was like maybe hourly. Yeah, hourly lower high. To get a little bit of an hourly bounce. So a little bit of an hourly bounce near the end of the day. So once I saw this bear break here with no follow through, that's where I'm interested in the long play on NQ. And the range that I was watching was this range down here that kind of set this like little higher low. So I watched the sideways range and I drew that up. So I said, okay, I've got my level drawn, the level that I'm going to use. If we get a bear break with no follow through and we get back above this POC here, I'm going to look a little bit aggressive for the long here. So once we got above, the POC, and I think we might have like pulled back a little bit. Yeah, we pulled back a little bit. I entered long here, got risk free here, and I sold another contract up here. Yeah, I think because I didn't have a bracket, I was manually entering, and I don't think I had a bracket, so I sold another contract up here just to make sure I was risk free, because I recognize I'm up on the day. So if I give back, you know, either way, this trade is a win. Like, setting my stop was, under here, 13.718, I think is where I set my stop. So if I were to get stopped out on one contract, I think I'd still be green on this trade. Yeah, because I definitely got, more than 5 points risk free on 3 contracts. So yeah, it'd be like maybe a little win if I did get stopped out. So my target was 13.749. And the reason that was my target was, first, it was the high here. And yeah, right. So this is where I used the daily level. So I thought we could get back to the value area high of, it was at 13.751-ish, 13.753. And so my target was 13.749, just to front run it a little bit. So it was the value area high of this 8.322, 8.1122 range. Yeah, let me just double check that. 8.3, yep, value area high of that range. So I thought, that could be the target. We could bounce up to that value area high. So that was my initial target. And then I don't know why I didn't stick to it. I think I just recognized I had a pretty decent day and I just wanted to lock in a few more points. So locked it in at 13.742, and it was the value area high of this sideways range here. So locked it in, at the value area high here. And I recognize, we did have a lot of sideways action here. So I don't want to get caught up in that. So once we got to the value area high here at 13.742, I had my sell limit here and just sold it there for, a few more points win. That was on the micros. That was, let's see. Yeah, that was almost 40 points on the micros. So yeah, it was a really, really nice day today. Yeah, I'm trying to think here. So, yeah, almost 80. Let me do the math here. Yeah, 30 points, or almost 40 points exactly. Yeah, on this trade here. So yeah, that was a nice trade. And after that, I was done for the day. I think overall I left with, it was probably my best trading day yet, because I had a good win on the minis. I want to say it was, talking in minis, it was, I'll have to do the math here. Yeah, it was about 35 points on the minis, around there, maybe a little bit less, but that's, I'll definitely take that day for sure. So it was a combination of minis and micros, but I'll definitely, for sure take that. So I'll just quickly, those were my trades on the day. I'll quickly run through the different sectors on the daily, and this video is already getting pretty long, so we'll cut it fairly soon. But yeah, started daily consolidation, quick daily consolidation on, SPY, definitely daily consolidation, more convincingly, because I think SPY did get an hourly lower high and lower low. No, it seems like a straight shot. We definitely do want that hourly trend change. High. Yeah, no, it was just a straight shot down. So sellers want a more, I would say, SPY is more convincingly lost its hourly uptrend, but QQQ, I'm not sure if it lost its hourly uptrend yet. It might have from yesterday. Hourly lower high right here. Yeah, so this was a quick hourly lower high. We couldn't get above the high of yesterday, and then we rolled over today. So yeah, daily consolidation underway. I think I still want to see a more convincingly hourly lower high and lower low from the sellers. And on the futures, a 4-hour lower high and lower low. Yeah, because we're coming off. If we go to the 4-hour, yeah, it's a straight shot from the, we got a bull break, no follow through, straight shot down. So going to look for that 4-hour lower high tomorrow to see if sellers, are going to prove it. So yeah, daily consolidation on QQ, XLF, daily consolidation for sure. IWM hasn't started daily consolidation, so I think growth is a bit stronger, but big upper wick, notable volume, a little bit higher volume. So we shall see if growth starts pulling back. If IWM can hold this value area high, that'll be a good look for buyers. Yeah, QQQ, if sellers get down here, that could be the next target for sellers on QQQ. If SPY holds this, that'll be notable. Basically, all of this sideways range, that'll be notable to me. Yeah, IWM, if it holds this value area high, that'll be notable. XLE, kind of in between these two daily ranges. Sellers should be looking for the value area high down here of this gap, a little bit of gap. XBI, big upper wick. So let's see, weekly consolidation. No, maybe monthly consolidation. We shall see. Yeah, could tighten up on the monthly for XBI. I'd probably go a little bit more in depth into that analysis. But low, high, higher, low, lower, high, lower, bear break, no follow through. Yeah, we'll see with XBI, but that is a big upper wick on the daily. So if the low of Monday breaks, that'll be more convincing daily consolidation. Yeah, but that's a bull break, no follow through. So yeah, keeping an eye on growth because XBI was leading growth, but maybe XBI pulls back and other growth names get a turn. So maybe rotation and growth. XLV, XLV daily consolidation underway. So kind of a daily bear flag, not much retracement on XLV. So that idea of like rotation, this was 0.5 retracement, but that idea of rotation, or maybe I'd start here. The idea of rotation with banks and healthcare, and if tech pulls back and banks and healthcare rotate higher, that could be rotation, or banks and healthcare stay strong while NQ pulls back, while tech pulls back. That would have been maybe the more ideal scenario for buyers. But today we had all sectors pulling back, so that is kind of notable, and we'll see what if sellers can follow through tomorrow. But yeah, we shall see. And XLV, yeah, below this value area high of it's a daily range from way back. I don't think I'm gonna scroll all the way. Oh no, it's a value area high or value area low from this daily range. Oops. From this daily range here. So yeah, sellers below it. Sellers should be targeting the value area high of this range down here and see how well they do. If they hold this low, that would be notable, but we shall see. XLU, holding the a little bit below the POC of this sideways structure here. Sellers should be looking for the value area low at 64.99 or pretty much 65 psychological. But if buyers don't find much acceptance under this POC, buyers should be looking, or if sellers don't find much acceptance under this POC, then buyers should be looking back at this value area high at 67.14. SMH did get below this daily range. That's notable. So it's a daily range from back here. So that's a bit notable. Sellers should be targeting the value area high of this range below at let's see, at 128.72. Okay, there's a little tiny bit of structure here, but I'm thinking sellers want to get back to this this structure down here. Okay, so that was sectors. And definitely more convincing daily consolidation on semiconductors, SMH. And I'll quickly do a run through of the tech names. So try to keep this under 5 minutes real quick. So tech names, Apple, did break below this little sideways range. We'll see if sellers can get some follow through. If follow through below that, the next range I'm looking at would probably be, yeah, this little tiny sideways structure here. I'd probably look at this. I know it's kind of a small one, but it's kind of the range before getting more into kind of this here. So I'm thinking sellers want to get here. It's a little bit of sideways, and on the hourly it might be a little bit clearer. Yeah, it's a little bit of sideways right there. But yeah, that's what I'm thinking sellers want to get to. If they hold this, maybe we get some sideways, or maybe we get a head and shoulders type of look for more convincing weekly consolidation, and maybe monthly consolidation. Yeah, monthly consolidation wouldn't surprise me here. Yeah, we've just had a monthly stair step on Apple, so we shall see. Could be interesting there for Apple. Amazon, interesting how the POC of this daily range from back here will be notable to me if Amazon holds that POC, or if sellers get to this value area low here at 111.06. If we hold this POC, buyers should be looking at the value area high at 118.26. But yeah, quick daily lower high here on Amazon, and weekly, yeah, or monthly. Maybe it's due for monthly consolidation also. No, monthly still looks pretty good. Yeah, so keeping an eye on Amazon. That POC I think will be important for buyers. All right, Netflix, I'll try to move a bit quicker through this, holding the value area low here of, this range back here. Buyers want to hold this to maybe head up to the POC here of this range, or some upper references here. Sellers want to get below this gap to head to the value area high of this range at 346.03. But yeah, more convincing daily consolidation on Netflix. Yeah, I think I went over that well there. Google, yeah, Google's still strong. Couldn't even, sellers couldn't even get to the value area high of this range here. Daily consolidation is officially underway. So I'm looking at this range here for the value area high. Daily consolidation is underway. So we'll see how much follow through sellers get. But I think with AI and all that, and some new product lines that Google's releasing, that it could, buyers could still be interested in Google. But keeping an eye on this value area high here, is I think that's where sellers want to get to next. Yeah, at 122.33. And it'll be notable. Maybe we oscillate around here, this area, but we shall see. Microsoft, daily consolidation underway. We did reject pretty convincingly. This is what I mentioned in kind of my live stream this morning, or my video this morning. Microsoft rejected from the value area low of this range. And that's kind of notable. I think Microsoft is due for, maybe monthly consolidation. Yeah, it's just been kind of straight up for a few months here, for about 5 months. So yeah, maybe Microsoft could be setting up daily consolidation, but we definitely need to see more follow through on the daily. Weekly looks pretty healthy, and yeah, so could be just the first signs of it, but right now it's just daily consolidation, and Microsoft is looking really good. Buyers have been setting higher lows, pretty much weekly higher lows, for quite some time. So yeah, that's Microsoft. Meta, yeah, Microsoft, yeah. So if we hold this value area high here of this range, then buyers are still okay. But if we get more convincingly into it, sellers could look to get to the value area low here. And then we have this little bit of sideways structure here that I'll be keeping an eye on as well. If sellers get back into here, then then I'm looking at some of this sideways structure. I'll probably be looking at this here. Let me draw that up here. Okay, this video is getting uber long. Yeah. Okay, so Meta, Meta hasn't started daily consolidation, so kind of a stronger tech name, but that is a pretty big upper wick. We closed at the low, um, and yeah, we couldn't quite get to this daily range from back here, from that range. So yeah, sellers could be looking for the value area high of this little bit of sideways structure at 241.54. All right, cool. So Tesla, big upper wick. Buyers couldn't even test the POC of this range. We are still holding the POC of this sideways structure. So if buyers hold this, we could be looking back at the POC up here. And if we get below this POC, eyes on the value area low here at 182.29. And then we have this POC here at 195.87. But yeah, so looking at this value area low, if back into here, we do have a little bit of sideways structure here that I'll just draw in. Yeah, below here, we still have, this little range. I'll draw it up a little bit later. Maybe I'll just draw up the value area low here. Right there. Okay, cool. So yeah, I think sellers would have to get convincingly below this value area low, and even this POC. Yeah, I'll add this POC in here. Okay. So yeah, if below here, I'll be keeping an eye on this POC and this value area low. And if we get back in here, sellers should be looking for the value area high here of this range at 172.15. Okay, NVDA, last one. We're getting there. NVDA, so notable rejection from this range above here, from this range here. Sellers should be looking to the value area high here of this range at from this structure here. Yeah, this bit of structure here. Yeah, sellers should be looking for that. It's kind of notable to me that sellers didn't get there today. Usually, I mean, NVDA has some outsized moves, and sellers couldn't quite push it all the way down to the value area high here today. But maybe in the overnight session we get there. But we'll see. Maybe buyers oscillate around here. Buyers did have quite a go, so I wouldn't be surprised with some stalling initially. Maybe something like this before cracking below here to get, more convincing monthly consolidation underway. Because I think a monthly consolidation wouldn't be too surprising, but the weekly still looks fine, weekly higher lows. But buyers did have a pretty good go. So if we saw some stalling initially, I wouldn't be too surprised. Maybe a bull break, no follow through, and then maybe something like this. But not counting out the buyers here on NVDA. They've just been really strong, just sideways and up for the past the past 7-8 months. Like that's like up, sideways, a little bit of a pullback, but up, sideways, up, sideways, up, sideways, and up. So yeah, NVDA is looking really good. And just looking at these two structures here and here for NVDA, which are here and here. So yeah, if we oscillate around this, that's kind of what I'll be watching for. If we get back into this range, eyes on the value area low or the POC first at 297.13, and then the value area low at 294.17. If a break back into this range, eyes back on the POC at 323.06, and then the value area high at 330.68. All right, so that is my longest video ever, I think, because I'm coupling market overview with my trade review. But yeah, just a lot of good TA, or a lot of interesting TA that I like to keep an eye on, and just just enjoying it, and we shall see. So tomorrow I'll be watching this POC, kind of like this value area low from 837 316 and this value area high from 83811. Maybe we oscillate around there, maybe we get to the POC here, maybe we find acceptance back into this 37 316 range more convincingly. And I'm thinking sellers want the value area low here of the range initially, but then maybe we get back to the POC. This is NQ and ES on the daily. We're currently holding the value area high of this 331.413 range. Sellers couldn't quite get there, which is a little bit notable. Buyers want the POC here of this 2117 range from this range here. If buyers get there, I think sellers would want to play a little bit of defense there. If they don't and buyers find acceptance above, I'm looking right back at the value area low of this 729 810.22 range from back here, and then the POC at 420.550. But that's as far as I'll take it there for these different ranges. But sellers still have some proving to do. Buyers have been in control for quite some time, so this is just like a first baby step for buyers or for sellers. And I'm not like, buyers to me are still in daily uptrends, so could just be daily consolidation, but we'll see, and we'll wait for for each side to prove it on the daily. We'll be looking at the day time frame references and kind of gauging strength of buyers and sellers. All right, so that is my trade review and market overview for today. Thanks everyone for watching, and I'll see you in the next trade review. Thank you. Bye.